Yes, hello. Am I audible and visible? Am I audible and visible? Please do let me know.
Yes, hello.
Yes, I checked. So, good evening to all the future aspirants, to all the future professors. Welcome back to yet another series of December 2018. We are solving PYQs from 2012 till 2025, and today we are going to cover December 2018 question. Okay, so let's get started without any delaying. Many of you have asked me to one of you have asked me that please R Gupta say you make the explanations. See, I can give you the vastest explanation, but due to limitation of time and the limitation of the question, because there are 100 questions, and when I'll give you the explanation from the R Guptas, it would be like long long video that will be like 3 hours 4 hours. So that is why it is already full screen. It is already full screen. It can't be more than that. I hope it's visible. Is it visible? Is it visible now? Do let me know. Okay, so that is why I will not go in very depth, but yeah, if you will tell me to make a separate video for those, you just tell me the years which you need a detailed, I'll make a detailed one. This is one for one, this is the PYQ series for the revision one. Okay, once you have revised this is for the clarity. If you want to go in detail in the depth of it, I'll make a separate playlist for the R Gupta's explanation question with the explanation. Okay, so let's get started. Okay, so the very first question, the term digger is associated let me check the pen. Okay, so the term digger is associated with a group of agrarian communists who flourished in England 1649 and 50 and were led by Lawrence Clarkson, Gerard Winstanley, George Fox and John Wilbon. Its answer is Gerard Winstanley. So now what you have to do, if you want me to tell the exact exact brief and explanation of it. So it was a leader, he was a leader, one of the founders of English group was known as true developers or diggers for their beliefs, but for the actions and everything. So what I feel, this is a 15 type question, and those who don't know what 15 types are, 15 types are those questions which you get in the UGC NET examination every time, and you are not able to solve that because it comes out of the way that has nothing to do with that. So that is why we considered it isn't 15 types. No matter how much you prepare, but these 15 types will be like nothing to do with that. Now question number second. Who viewed Wordsworth's Southey Coleridge as representative of a sect of poets, dissenters from the established system in poetry and criticism, who constituted the most formidable conspiracy against judgment in matter political? Henry Vaughan, Francisco Frank, Ralph Vaughan and Francis Jaffrey. Its answer is Francis Jaffrey. Why? And again, he was the one who the leading lights of the Edinburgh Review, identified the Wordsworth, Southey, who established in the poetry and criticism. So again, it was that they shared a broad sympathy with the revolutionary France. So again, it is one that who made that. So see, genuinely, if you will ask, I also didn't know this answer, right? So that is why once we say, because these are the things which you need to go in very depth. Let's move to question number 3. Is it visible? Can you are you able to see the question clearly? I mean, is it readable? This poet was the Auden. This poet was the Auden generation, was only briefly a member of the Communist Party. In this poem, the Pylons, he averred that the Pylons are like bare, like nude kind girls that have no secrets. This prompted the level Pylon poets, the new generation of poets who were happy to use the gas works or pistons of engine as a poetic imagery. Name the poet. So again, those who are solving the 2012 till 2018, you must have seen that they are repeating the pattern of giving a brief description about some poet or a writer or a novelist and then telling you to guess the name. So it's Cecil Days, Christopher Ishwood, Stephen Spender. So its right answer is Stephen Spender. Okay. Now let's move to question number 4. Which of the following is the most accurate description of Butler English? So now again, Butler is very important. You have seen, and this work has been repeated. So you can see that what importance and what this person is. So what is the most accurate? So a dialect English spoken by the descendants of Anglo-Indians, a pidgin also called kitchen English and spoken by South Asians in Europe, a minimal pidgin that emerged during the colonial times in the Madras Presidency, or any non-grammatical variety of English used by menials in Commonwealth countries. So now for Butler English is also known as the bearer English or the kitchen English. It is a dialect of English that first developed as an occupational dialect in the years of the Madras Presidency in India. So it was a pidgin, also called the kitchen English, spoken by South Asians in Europe. Okay. Now question number 5. St. Coleridge, Dejection and Ode, opens up with an epigraph which is a reference to a ballad. Identify the ballad. Now what happens? Once you have solved from 2012 2018 12 sets of paper, now if you are ignoring St. Coleridge here, you are at your loss, because St. Coleridge is such an important poet that I cannot tell you. He's very important. Please, it is very important. Do read all his work. He's very important poet. Okay. The very first one is Ballad of the Godly Fear, La Belle Dame Men's Mercy, Ballad of Sir Patrick Spens, Ballad of the Gibbet. So the answer is the Ballad of Sir Patrick Spens. Okay. Now we move to question number 6. What is a delicate balancing? What is a delicate balancing act of Andrew Marvell's Horatian Ode? So for balancing act of Andrew Marvell's, you should first knowing what is Horatian Ode. So Horatian Ode is a short lyric poem written in the stanza of 2 or 4 lines. Okay, in the manner of like they were used to writing the poet Horace. The poet Horace, and from him only it has been famous. Okay, that is what is called Horatian ode. So now let's see the PYQ options. The very first one is praising Roman virtues while endorsing Christian beliefs, celebrating the restoration while regretting the frivolity of the new regime, praising feminine virtues while mocking the fixation on chastity, or celebrating Cromwell's victories while inviting sympathy for the executed king. So its answer is 4. Why? Because Cromwell at that time was the king in the Commonwealth period time. He was celebrating Cromwell's victories while inviting sympathy for the executed king. So that's why it was famous. Now question number 7. I have never seen such direct questions like, who among the ancients prescribed that poetry should both instruct and delight? Who said that? Longinus, Plotinus, Aristotle, or Horace? It was none other than said by Horace. Now can you see 2 questions from like consecutive questions from Horace? Can you see that? 2 consecutive questions from Horace. So it is very important that you need to have an understanding कि आपको कहाँ से पढ़ना है. Okay, the things which have been repeated, the novels, the novelists, the poet, the poems, the critics, the critical appreciation and the comments. So Horace is the answer. Now question number 8. Braj Kachru has observed a tendency among Indian English speakers and writers to use hybridized lexical items. One example of this is Jugaad, Ping Pong, Chaiwala and Lathi Charge. Now you tell me, even if you have read the entire works under the sun, now have you ever imagined कि ये ऐसा कुछ आएगा कि इंडियन इंग्लिश स्पीकर्स एंड राइटर्स हाइब्रिडाइज्ड टर्म लेक्सिकल टर्म्स यूज़ करते हैं? तो वो कौन सा होता है? सो दैट इज़ वाई वी शुड ऑलवेज प्रिपेयर फॉर इट, एंड इट वॉज लाठी चार्ज. इंडियन इंग्लिश स्पीकर्स हाइब्रिडाइज लाइक 2 वर्ड्स, हिंदी एंड इंग्लिश वन. ठीक है. क्वेश्चन नंबर 9. Identify the fireside poets of the US. Again, the firesides of the US, what you need to know. Options are William Cullen Bryant, W.H. Longfellow, Oliver Wendell Holmes, T.S. Eliot, Wallace Stevens. Again, the fireside of the US. Now, what you need to understand is, you need to know, your basic understanding should be there. Unless you are not having a basic understanding, it becomes very difficult. Okay, so the answer is William Cullen Bryant, H.G. Longfellow and Oliver Wendell Holmes. You must not have heard of his name earlier, so that is why we say, again, those who are solving the PYQ, and yes, those who are new here, please, I have created a special playlist for complete UGC NET solved PYQ with explanation from 2012 till 2025. If you haven't watched, please watch that video, please watch that series. It is very important for you for preparing for UGC NET examination, and I will pin the link in the description or in the comment section so that it will be easier for you to watch that. Do revise that. That's very important for your revision. Now again, this is very important and it has been repeated like several times. In last like 3 to 4 years. It has been like 2015, 16, 17, 18. And yes, Evelina, its subtitle has been asked. Who has written it? What is the subtitle? What is the parts of it? Now it has been asking. It was published in 1778 posthumously using the name Fanny Burney, anonymously or under pseudonym. So what will be the answer? It's anonymously. Okay. Now question number 11. Alan Tate once made a useful distinction between what? Structure and texture. The distinction referred to. Now the very first thing you should be knowing is Alan Tate and distinction between structure and texture. Okay. So what it has been referred to. So the main line of narrative, argument, and the rhetorical style, metamorphical and other devices respectively. So its answer is the 1. What I felt in July 2018 and the December 2018 December is more like lengthy type, and it's more like in-depth question. Okay. Now question number 12. Okay. Match the following with the opening lines. Again opening lines is very important and you should not miss, and these all are very important one. So ode to Psyche, ode to a Grecian urn, ode to a nightingale, and ode on melancholy. Even if you have not read this Psyche and melancholy, but you must have read Grecian urn and nightingale. So let's match the answer. Ode to Psyche is O goddess, hear these tuneless number by sweetest. So A and 4. So A4, 2 options are there. A4, 2 options. Okay. Then ode to Grecian urn, it is this: thou unster bride of quietness, thou foster child silence and slow time. So B3. Again 2 options, B3, but since it is not A4, so we will cut this one and we will cut this one. Okay. Now ode to a nightingale, it's my heart aches and a drowsy numbness pains in my sense, though hemlock I had drink. So it is C1. So yes, we left with this one. Third is the answer. Yeah, third is the answer. Now again match the character with the play. Character and the play. So Doriment, Lady Fidget, Malville, and Varnish. And the plays are The Plain Dealer, The Man of the Mod, The Country Wife, and The Malcontent. Very important. Please read the summary in detail, read the characters in detail. It has been asked now, it will be asked again and again, so you might never know what is this. So Dormant, it is Man of Mod. Okay. Then the Lady Fidget is from the Country Wife. So A2 and B3, A2 and B3, A2, B4. This is wrong. This is wrong. This is wrong. This is wrong. So what is correct? C4, Malville, the Malcontent, and D1, Varnish, is from the Plain Dealer. So the option is this one. Again, it is very important one. You have to read this chapter. Now we will move to question number 14. What comes after great pain in the famous Emily Dickinson poem? So again, Emily Dickinson is very important poet from American literature. Please do read her works. Her sweetest one is also very important. Please read that. What comes after great pain? The letting go, the concrete simplicity, substantial light, or a formal feeling? So it is a formal feeling. Obviously, once we are too attached with someone or somebody, and then once that person has caused you a hell lot of pain, so now what is left with you or that people? It is a formal feeling that you are doing everything for a formality, be it in anything in life. Okay, so yeah, Emily Dickinson poem has always dealt with the emotion, with the pain, with the flight, with the real life emotions, and very direct one. She will be having only 8 lines or 2 stanzas, and she is done. She has portrayed the life in very in a very great manner. Okay, so now question number 15. So yes, this is where UGC NET plays. Okay, this is where UGC NET plays. They will give you a paragraph like this, so that you start feeling anxious, you start feeling परेशान कि अरे अब तो नहीं हो पाएगा, I have very less time, I have few time, I am not able to do that. So let's read. You don't have to panic, you just hear what you use here. Common sense or common or calculated guess, that's all you can do here. And this is again from 15 types. The grammar bullies, you read them in places like the New York Times, and they tell you what is correct. You must never use hopefully. We will be going there on Thursday. That is incorrect. And Rog, you are basically an ignorant pig if you say it. This is judgmentalism. Okay, so these 3 lines is a judgmentalism, that they are telling you something and you are saying that it is correct or wrong. But the game that is being played, there is a game of a social class. It has nothing to do with the morality of writing. So it has nothing to do with the morality of writing or speaking and thinking clearly, of which George Orwell, for instance, talked so well. So to which famous essay of Orwell does the author refers here? So now here Orwell referring to someone. Inside the Whale, politics and the English language, reflection on Gandhi, why I write. So it is all about the politics and the English language. Okay, so this was again in-depth question, and again it was from like 15 types that you don't have to worry about. Focus on the rest, focus on the options which comes direct type. Okay, in the spring 1941, Nikos Kazantzakis embarked one of his ambitious projects, play known as Yangtze. What English Greek title is it? Now known as Buddha, Bodingang, Zoroaster or Zorba. It's Buddha. Yeah, it is important one because every time we expect 1 or 2 new questions. This time also we were not expecting blue humanities out of blue, but yeah, it did came. So yes, this was it. And don't do research, don't do get a PhD scholar type on the one which you haven't seen. Like जो नया आया उस पे आप research मत करने लग जाए. That will not repeat in the consecutive year. That may come like after 5 years or after 10 years, but not exactly. Okay. So let's move to the next question. Again, one of the less noticed, acknowledged distinction of the Canterbury Tale is that. So those who have been solving the PYQ with me from 2012, दे मस्ट ऑल्सो हैव रिमेंबर्ड कि ये कैंटरबरी टेल्स कितनी बार आ चुका है. आई थिंक आपको ये PYQ सीरीज़ करते करते ही कैंटरबरी के लाइक 24 स्टोरीज आर देयर, यू विल गेट टू नो लाइक रेस्ट ऑफ देम ऑल द स्टोरीज एंड द कैरेक्टर्स, एंड थोड़ा बहुत बात करते करते ही विल गेट टू नो. सो या इट इज़ वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट. अगेन आई विल से इट इज़ वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट फ्रॉम 2012. Since 2018 it has been come in every year. So yeah, it is very important one. Okay, so let's notice क्या है. Instead of revealing England's division, it revealed in its diversity. It is upheld the idea we cannot divorce poetry from knowledge, because poetry itself, it's an object of knowledgeable. Obviously it's true. It alerted to the term author, someone who is both an originator or one who gives increase, the best description Chaucer himself. It married domesticity to divinity, the baker's loaf with a bread life. So one of the less noticed and acknowledged distinction is, instead of revealing England's division, so England's की divisions दिखाना था, but what it revealed in Canterbury Tales, it reveals its diversity, that being even in England, being even in that thing, but still it showed from, it is a beast fable, and beast fable means when animal gives the moral lessons to us. So that's what a beast fable, and that's what it reveals its diversity. Question number 18. The following epitaph was written by Rudyard Kipling, okay, during the war. Hindu sepoy in France, this man in his own country prayed, we know not to what powers. We pray them to reward him for his bravery in us. So power here refers to then to and ours too. So it refers to the divine powers, the divine powers our country. Okay. Question number 19. Which Walter Scott novel set in France in the 15th century? Very direct type. It is Redgaunt Ivanhoe, the Antiquary, or the Quentin Durward. It is Quentin Durward. Now let's move to question number 20. In which work does William Blake says that Milton was a true poet and of devil's party without knowing it? Because I am telling you the meaning of that line, that William Blake says that Milton was a true poet. Why? Because he was an of devil's party without knowing it. Because when you will read Paradise Lost, and since I am very much into it, Paradise Lost, because it was my dissertation topic in PG, that what is the relevance of John Milton's and his work in the 21st century relevance. So yeah, it's when you will read Paradise Lost, it has been described, when you will see from the perspective of Saturn, it has been said that he was the hero, right? Because every time he was just fighting for himself. He saw everything. He saw that God was favoring the son of the god, and he was not there. So yeah, it was envy, and envy is such one type of emotion that you follow. And Milton, unknowingly, he was supporting Saturn. So yeah, in which work he did that? In the Marriage of Heaven and Hell. So this is very important work, and this whole question is very important. Why? Because London, Song of Emotion, in Oceans, the Chimney Sweeper, it has been asked multiple times in UGC NET. William Blake, very important. Milton, very important. So yeah, this combines, like the whole work is very important. Question number 4. Which of the following themes was not common? Always pay attention when it is written not common to the works of Kabylia poets such as Thomas Crewe, Sir John Denham, Edmund Waller, Sir John Suckling, James Shirley, Richard Lovelace, and Robert Herrick. So what was that? It was loyalty to the king, country idols of the good life, pious devotion to religious virtues, or carpe diem? It was none other than pious devotion to the religious virtues, because it was common, because when you are a cavalier poet means you are true to your king, the country ideals of the good life. You will represent all the good lives of that royalty. You will carpe diem, like everything is good about that. So that is the thing was not common to the cavalier poets. Now question number 22. Who among the following are referred to as a Scottish Chaucerian? So who were they? Let's see the combinations. It was Robert Henryson and William Danvers. That combines option number 4. Okay. Now we move to question number 23. The enigmatic castle which K attempts to reach in vain in French Kafka castle belongs to whom? So belongs to what? So again, this K, French Kafka's K is very important work. You should do that. You should read that. It has been prescribed in the graduation works. So it was Count Westward, not Aloof West, not East West, not Strange West. Okay. Now we move to question number 24. Again, those who are solving 2000, those who are watching the PYQ series, you must have wondering that every work is being repeated. Every work is being repeated. Okay. Which of the following statements is the true of the way of the world? So the way of the world failed on stage. Millamant and Mirabelle failed to obtain the consent of Millament's aunt for their marriage. Yeah, it is. Do the following statement is true? No. The way of the world presents a heroine pretending to love older men. The way of the world was performed and published. No. So the true is question number first. The way of the world is failed on stage very badly. So this was it. 2018. We are solving December 2018 question. And again, the way of the world is very important. You have to read this work. Tell me in the comment section who has written the way of the world. Nobody answers in live section. Nobody. This is not you will be able to sit for the examination. Which of the following would not be invoked to describe, to form a new historist criticism? Archaeological of social constructs, genealogy of patriarchal discourse, cultural materialism, or post-structural recovery of authorial intent? It is the post-structural recovery of authorial intent, not to be evoked. Okay. Now question number 26. So again, the important work and the author. Inheritance, Listening Now, Sister of My Heart, the hero of the work. चित्रा बनर्जी, दिव्या कुरनी, अनीता राव बदानी, अंजना पचाता और इंदिरा जनेश. So it is Chitra Banerjee's Diva Kurni work is the Sister of My Heart. So find for A3, it is A3. And when these type of options are there, it becomes very easy to find the correct one. So this one is the correct one. Why? Because I am very sure about sister of my sister is Chitra Banerjee Divkarni. Listening Now is Listening Now is the hero of the work. Then Anjana Apachna is here. See, B4, that's Anita Rao, it's sister, the hero's walk. Anjana Apachna is the listening now, and the Indra Gansen is of the inheritance. Okay. Now question number 27. The Romantic period produced a fair amount of dramatic criticism. That's true. Obviously, a notable example is on the knocking at the gate in the Macbeth. Who is the author? So it's a very direct one. Who is the author? It is Thomas D. Quincy. Okay. Now we move to question number 28. Very important work related to criticism, practical criticism. IER Richard suggests that there are several kinds of meaning that we know, and that the total meaning is a blend of contributory meanings which are of different types. So he simply says there are a different type of meanings, and that of a total meaning also. So he have identified 4 types of meaning, or the 4 types of total meaning, and that depends on the sense, feeling, tone and intention. Do remember it. It is very important, and it has been asked many times, and it will be asked in the future again and again in the different pattern, in the different themes and in the different way. So it's very important. Grab a notebook and please write down the points which I am telling you. It is very important. See, when you are solving and when you are doing it by your own, you might miss the important points, but when somebody has analyzed and telling you and doing the analysis like 6 to 7 years, it becomes important that you do write and do mention it. Okay, it will be benefit for you. Question number 29. The following lines are WBH, metaphor for an old man. Again, can you see WBH from 2012 till 2018? He is very important. Every time, every year he has been, UGC NET has asked this one. Okay. Again, it is very important. And the same thing I must tell you, this was the line, a tattered cord upon a stick, unless. It was the same thing, and it was asked what is the metaphor. Same thing and same way. Once it has been asked in the metaphor, once it has been asked in the meaning, in the assertion, and now it has been asked the words. So sound clap, and it is from sailing to Byzantium. Soul clap its hand and sing, and louder sing for every tatter and mortal dress. Here the aged man is dashed, and his soul in its mortal dress is. So it is tenor and vehicle. Very typical type of question. Again, it will go into the literary thing. Question number 30. Thomas Nash's The Unfortunate Traveller is narrated by. So it was narrated by Jack Wilton and English Page. Okay. Now read the passage and answer the question. So this is this, and this work will not be repeated. Why? Because see, once you get a exact brief work sorry, you won't be able to get the same thing. Okay, and for the passage, what I feel like, first you need to read the question. In this passage, can you see the repetition of WBH again and again? Still, if people will leave WBH's work, its translations, what all translation he has done, what all prizes he have won, so it's your thing, no? So in the passage, each praises Indian cultural primarily because it Now what you need to know, what you just have to go through why it was important. Okay, so what I think, since it will not be repeated the same passage and everything, I'm skipping because we have a lot of questions, 70 questions are left. So yeah, this is like obviously passage thing, you have to do it only. I cannot tell you what to think and what to do, what your thinking will be, what your process. Yeah, I can just tell you the way that yes, whenever you're solving a passage question, very first thing what you need to do, first understand the question. Eats what he is doing, he's praising what? Indian cultural, primarily why. So just go for the options, and suppose your answer is 3, embodies values and give rise to the art then shared by people of all classes. What you need to, you just have to go through it and see why it has been written. Okay, so obviously it won't be very direct type of, since it has been in UGC NET and it is a national level question. So obviously when you are thinking very straight, it might not be. Okay, now question number 32. Which of the following had the alternative title? Again, UGC NET favorite. Alternative, subtitle, title, 3 ending, 4 ending, Buildingston romance. These are the things which you need to understand कि अगर कुछ यूनिक है तो दैट यू नीड टू फोकस ऑन, यू नीड टू गिव अ फोकस ऑन. सो ऑल्टरनेटिव टाइटल क्या है? थिंग्स दे आर का. So it was the Castle of Ornato, Frankenstein, no. Waverly, no. It was William Godwin's. Sorry, I'm not well, but I cannot discontinue the series. Once if I will miss the series, you won't be able to have that consistency. So yes, I thought that I will not take the class. I have sore throat, but still I cannot miss this class because this is where your discipline lies. Okay, so yeah, again William Godwin's, Caleb Williams. Again these 4 works are very important. This has been asked in 2025, this has been asked in 2023, and this work has been asked like multiple times from 2016 to 2018. So yeah, this is important work which you need to study. In imitation of which classical poet Samuel Johnson write his London, the work, and the Vanity of Human Wishes? This poem is very important and it is very heart touching also. You can read it. Okay, so let's watch the options. Horace, humor, juvenile, Tasso. It's juvenile. So yeah, so in imitations of which, so Samuel Johnson read first the juvenile, and then on the basis of juvenile he referred his work London and Vanity of Wishes. So again Samuel Johnson is very important. Why? His dictionary, his works, his critical comments, that what UGC NET asks. Okay. Now question number 34. Identify the character. A black-eyed dwarf constantly revealed a discolored fangs that were yet scattered in his mouth and gave him the aspect of a painting dog. So it is none other than the Daniel Quilip in the old Curiosity Shop, because it has been given in the starting only. Okay, have you solved all the PYQs from 2012? Those who have not solved, please do solve, do watch that PYQ series. It's very important. Okay, so again Charles Dickens is important. We can see his importance. Now question number 35. There are helpers, harmers among fellow pilgrim in Christian's journey. Again, repeated work, Pilgrim Progress. Who among the following is not a helper? Who is not a helper of in the Pilgrim Progress, Christian's journey? Very important work. Always it has been asked in such work. So it was Mr. Worldly Wiseman. Goodwill was there, interpreter was there, the evangelist was there. Who was not there? It was Worldly Wise. Okay. Am I audible and visible? Please do let me know. When nobody replies, I feel like that I'm teaching to myself and I'm studying for myself. Please do reply if you're watching, even if you are present passively. Do let me know. Are you there? Anyone there? Okay, fine. No issues. Okay, I read your comment. Please ask like Q&A. What? Yes, ma'am, you are audible. That what you should be answering, so that only I can tell you. You ask questions so that I will answer. If you have any doubt regarding anything from PYQ or like that, you can ask. Okay. Okay, thank you so much for confirming it. Let's move to question number 36. Adherents of the 14th century religious movement associated with the vernacular preaching. What does vernacular preaching means? In the same language you belong from, the community or the state type. Translation of New Testament into English and challenges to the authority of priests, bishops were called. It was called levelers, deceist, okay, give me the answer of this question. Levelers, deceist, lollards and ignotus. You have 5 seconds. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Give me the answers. Question number 36. Even if you will give wrong answers, no issue, just try to give. Okay, 5 seconds are over. It is lollards. Okay, now question number 37. So match the term with the theist. Important one. You must have heard it, you must know that it is very important and you have to answer it. Give me the answer of this one. This is very important. Learn it, because if you will not learn it, this will come again and again. So do learn it. Okay. Negritude, again in 2025 it has been asked. Womanism, interpellation, Louis Althusser. So public sphere is associated with negritude. Womanism is associated with Alice Walker. Interpellation is associated with Amy Caesar. Louis Althusser is associated with Jürgen Habermas. So that's conclude the answer number, option number 4, A3, B1, C4 and D2. Very important one. This you have to read in detail or just learn the concept. It is very important. Now question number 38. In his essay, The Function of Criticism at its Present, 1864, Matthew Arnold contended that it is very important. It has been asked many times. Matthew Arnold, very important writer. Please read all his work. It is very important. The very first options is creative, ranked equally, comparable in any way, higher, and critical. So he was dealing with the creative power should be ranked higher than the critical power. Okay. Question number 39. David Moloff novel Ransom is based on. Hello, Headshot Gamer 77. So question number 39. David Moloff novel Ransom is based on what? So now you have to be knowing कि अगर कोई वर्क है तो वो किस पे बेस्ड है, किस पर बेस्ड नहीं है. Okay. So it is based in an episode of in the Trojan War. Do study, Headshot Gamer. पढ़ाई करो. Thank you. Question number 40. The title of Dylan Thomas' Deaths and Entrance was taken from. Again, Dylan Thomas work Death and Entrance from taken one. So again, can you see what all the references? Memoir, episode, war poem and episode. So it is again important work that you need to know कि अगर आप किसी वर्क को पढ़ रहे हो तो आपको ये जानना होगा कि वो कहाँ पे फोकस्ड है, कहाँ पे क्या है, कहाँ पे क्या नहीं. ओके. नाउ वी मूव टू इट वॉज taken from John Donne's Death Duel. And please focus on the spelling of duel. Again, these 4 works are very important. It has been asked multiple times, repeated thousands of times. So if you are ignoring this work, you are at your loss. Okay. Now question number 41. What type of writing Walter Pater defines as the special and the opportune art of the modern world? So Walter Pater कैसे define करते हैं कि क्या वो होना चाहिए modern world को? The lyric, comic drama, the novel और non-fiction prose. So it was non-fiction prose. So what type of writing कैसे define होता है modern world का? It is non-fiction prose. Now question number 42. It was the first narrative on life of a black woman slave to be published in England 1831. It has profound influence on the abolition movement in Britain. Identify the book and its author. So how you will identify? Again, can you focus on the first? So I have always told you, please focus on first, please focus on last, please focus on something which is unique, which you see is unique. You have to read that one. Okay. So here it is associated with Mary Prince, the history of Mary Prince. Okay. So it is, please do remember one. This one, it may come in the match the following. Question number 43. 1992 demolition of the disputed structure in Ayodhya produced 2 literary responses. Identify them. Okay. So it was the Moor's last sigh, Lajja. Okay. So do remember this one. So these are the 15 types question which you cannot escape, you cannot study in depth. These are the things which you need to deal in meanwhile solving, and these questions make you feel pressurized कि अगर इस type का question आएगा तो how will I deal with, because I haven't studied this one and I'll start doubting myself, and that where you lose your concentration. So whenever you are solving question, please solve in one go which you know. Do solve that which you don't understand in the very first go, leave that and move to next one, because you have, if even the very starting 10 question you don't know, please don't stuck there. You have 90 questions left. Okay. Now question number 44. What is a peculiar about the references in the following in the some poets? Names in the plural. It is a freezing, bleak day in January, and I'm looking for poetry. I see a very Chaucer. I see a very few Chaucers, a few Shakespeare, and a hardcore $3 history of modern poetry published 1987. So what is the peculiar about the references? Like everything is given in the plural. Can you see? Chaucer's, Shakespeare's. So it was Sandokoic use names for their respective works. Okay. Now question number 45. Deconstructionist critics argue that texts are never free from what? So now again it is very important concept. Do answer this one. Sorry, I'm suffering from sore throat. I'm struggling to speak. But still I'll just complete, otherwise I won't be, the flow will be broken. Okay. So deconstructist critics argue that the texts are never free from. It is never free from the distortion inherent in the rhetoric of language. Why? Because it is free from the worldview of the author, it is free from the production and reception, totalizing critic, but it is never free from the distortion, the language, the things. Okay. Now question number 46. What is honor? A word that what word honor? Air, a trim reckoning. Who hath it? He that died on Wednesday. Doth he feel it? No. Doth he hear it? No. Is it insensible then? Yeah, to the dead. But will it not live the living? No. Why? Retraction will not suffer it, therefore I will none of it. Honor is mere suction, and so ends my catechism. Which character of the following Shakespeare's drama made the statement about honor? So it is a very famous one who was saying a lot about this. This was Falstaff in the King Henry Part 4:1. Okay. Question number 47. Yesterday one of the student was fighting with me. Not fighting, he was arguing with me. He was correcting me that it was Plato who banished the poet from his ideal state. Now today we'll be knowing why did he do that. He did that because in representing the sensual aspects of reality, the poet fails to discern the transcendent reality behind mere appearance. What does that means? He says that a poet can never bring the reality. That's why he should be banished. He is immoral. He cannot bring to the reality. His words do not speak the picture. That is why he said that his poet should be banned from the ideal state. Okay. Now question number 48. Search the heads of the greatest rivers in the world. You should find them but the bubbles of water. Who is the author of this line? So again, very direct type of, either you know it or you don't know it. So that is the competition, that is the cutthroat competition. It is Francis Bacon. Sorry. I made mistake here. It's John Webster and not Francis Bacon. I thought I was something was going in my head. I thought that greatest rivers and bubbles was talking about in the advancement of learning, but no, it was not. It was John Webster. Question number 49. Can you see so many match the following, match the characters with the work, match the writers with their thing? So that is why it is very important to know the characters when you are reading a novel, when you're reading a story. That is why always make a copy or a note where you write the important novels, characters, their subtitle and the year of publication, only for the important ones. So before the examination you can before going to the examination center, you just flip through the pages that okay, these are the important play, these are the important novels, poem, poets, publication year, subtitles, critical comments, only for the important. It might be only one copy of yours that covers the entire English literature, and that if you make that copy like that, that is the one thing that will make you separate from the rest of the crowds. So again, Sun and Lovers, very important one, Women in Love and the Reign of Congress. Okay, characters and the name of the work. It is Rupert Birkin. Its option is second one. Now you can make it A3. Rupert Birkin, Women in Love. Lydia Lensky, The Rainbow. Miriam Lovers, C. It's Miriam Lovers. She was the lover of the Paul Morale. Okay, Sons and Lovers. Then Kangaroo, Richard Somser. So this is the correct answer, and it is from the D.H. Lawrence works. All works are from D.H. Lawrence. Ignore my writing because I'm not writing with the pen but with the mouse. Okay, so please do read it. He's very important one. Now read the passage given below, and which sentence best paraphrases the above line. Ah, what a trifle is a heart! If once into hands it come, all other griefs allow apart. Western Ghats, please, if you are watching this video, please watch this one. To other griefs and ask themselves, this is how you have to read the poem. Okay, and then I will tell you how you have to explain. Ah, what a trifle is a heart! If once into a love's hand it come, all other griefs allow apart. To other griefs and ask themselves but some. They come to us, but us love draws. He swallows us and never chaws. By him, and as by chain shot, whole ranks do die. He is the tyrant pike, and our hearts the fry. It is written by John Donne, and the best paraphrases line it is that, can you see griefs, love, heart. It is saying that there is pain in everything, but what we can overcome the pain from, it is the only love, it is the only thing which can swallows us and never chaws is love. Everything can be cured by love. Just try it. The most expensive thing in the world is love. Okay, and that leads to question answer number 3. Unbidden pain afflicts us, but we are lured by love. Okay, question number 51. Which ancient writer's name is directly mentioned in Lord Byron's poem The Isles of Greece? Euripides, Sophocles, Aeschylus, Sappho. So again, Greek literature is also very important. If you have not read any one, please do it, because when I was starting for I was preparing for UGC NET examination. When I was reading the British literature and American literature, British literature is thought-provoking, very good stories, very fantasizing stories, very romanticizing the things which you can never expect of or think of. But when I read the Greek literature, it somewhat it invoked my personality, it connected me through the reality, it connected me more with life. So if you have time, or if you don't want to go in the examination thing, or for the rest, or for the for leisure, you can read Greek literature. It's so good. And Inferno Dante is one of the best which I have read. Please do read this one, very important one. Okay, so that leads to the Sappho. Okay, now move to question number 52. What attitude towards death would you find in such poems? Tennyson's Crossing the Bar. Again, can you see Alfred Lord Tennyson, Crossing the Bar, Whitman, Death Carol, Rudyard Kipling's LNV. So these are the shortcuts names: Rudyard Kipling, Walt Whitman's, and Alfred Lord Tennyson. Crossing the Bar is the poem, Death Carol is the poem, LNV is the poem. So what do you find the attitude towards death? It is hope. They are hopeful in their poem. Okay, always be hopeful no matter what. Question number 53. One of the most flexible meters is a 5-foot line. Okay, it was introduced by Geoffrey Chaucer. One of my students was saying, ma'am, you always say Geoffrey Chaucer. What do I do? Every time it comes in this. What should I do? You tell me. I can't do anything. He is UGC NET's favorite. In the 14th century, has since then become the commonest meters of English poetry. How beautifully this question has been formed, means literally it like won my heart. It is none other than pentameter. The moment you see 5-foot line, it is pentameter. Okay, question number 54. The titular figure, Friedrich Grascher's Lorge, Lament for Ignacio Sanzas Mijas, was, oh my god, it's a bit difficult one because I haven't studied this one, so I'll let you know the correct answer. It's a popular matador and writer. Great, let me know if something is written about him, like what. I'm much interested about this titular figure. Let me check once. Yeah. Okay, he was this Frederick, in short FGL. In short, let me write. Leave it. In short, FGL. He was a Spanish poet, playwright, and theatre director. Okay, so now you know what all things you have to read. You have to read from the Spanish literature also. That's why I was not knowing. No, I've never heard of it. Now question number 55. Oh, big one. Whenever you see this big one, these big ones are easy though, rather than this direct type of one, because there will be some other options which you can get the answers from. Okay. So the fault of Cowley, perhaps of all the writers of the metaphysical race, is that of pursuing his thought to their ramifications, by which he loses the grandeur of generality. So he's saying about all the what are the faults. Okay, for the greatest things the parts are little, and what is little can be pretty. Wow. And by claiming dignity becomes ridiculous. Thus all the power of description is destroyed by a scrupulous enumeration, and the force of metaphors is lost when the mind, by the mention of what particular is, turned upon the original than the secondary sense, more upon from which the illustration is drawn to that. So it basically says what Dr. Johnson actually fault here is the metaphysical poet's tendency to saunter away. Means they make the things, they can make this bottle like larger than a life figure, or they can make that mountain feels nothing. That what this Dr. Johnson says, that metaphysical poets have the tendency to saunter away things. Okay, now question number 56. In Marlowe's Dr. Faustus, again Dr. Faustus and Marlowe, very important, and it has been repeated thousands of times since 2012. Those who are watching this for the very first time, please do watch the PYQ series of 2012 till 2025. We will be solving. What books does Wells counsel Faustus to study in the preparation of conjuring up the spirits? भूत को बुलाने के लिए कौन सा बुक पढ़ने के लिए बोला था उसका फ्रेंड्स? So Dr. Faustus friends is Wells. Okay, so it was the works of Bacon and Abennis, and the Hebrew Psalter or the New Testaments. Okay, what happened? We solved till question number yes, it is like till 56. Okay, no worries. Like this video has been since it been like 1 hour and 13 minutes, and it is lagging also. Yes, I have been coughing, like yes, I'm not well. Yes, so that's a wrap for today's video. Why? Because I think I'll make a part 2 for that December 2018, since it has been already 1 hour plus, and you know, once you sit with for a long, and this PDF has also ended, so I have to make another PDF for that, and I'll make the part 2. Either I'll be live in 20 minutes or I'll conduct the part 2 for December 2018 in the next day. So yeah, that's a wrap for today, and if you haven't watched the PYQ series of 2012 to 2025, please do watch that, because that will help you, and every question you solve, every themes you see, every novelist, every work, every poem which has been repeated, please do it. It will help you clearing your UGC NET JRF examination. And yes, if you found this video helpful, do not forget to like, share and subscribe for more UGC NET content, and do not forget to watch that playlist of 2012 to 2025. I have created a playlist over there. I'll also put that link in the description or in the comment section to be pinned. So yes, that's it. So yes, always believe in yourself no matter what. Keep studying and keep shining. Bye bye. Take care of yourself. Thank you, Siddharth.